with Rico and Kayla is about to go live online. Catch All Out monster hit music, All Out celebrity interviews, All Out showbiz and sports news, All Out fun, an exclusive on the Monster. Catch the stream on the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, and twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Your All Out hosts, Rico Robles and Kayla Rivera. Stand by and enjoy the program.
In Philippines.
Yeah, we're doing our best to stay as dry as we can. You know what I mean? So that's the main thing.
I remember last time I came, it was like 38, 40 degrees. It was like boiling.
Yeah, it was in the middle of summer from what I hear, and from what I heard as well, you had a great time. You were busking.
Yeah, it was sick. It was amazing. We did a pop-up show and loads of people came, and it just made me so grateful. And yeah, I've always wanted to go to the Philippines. So like, it was super cool to finally experience what it was like to be in Manila. So yeah, I loved it.
You know when it's like that, when you visit countries, do you research on it in advance, or is it more of like come as you are, let's just do it, that kind of feel?
I try like a little bit of researching, just like always go to YouTube and just watch like stuff about the cities and stuff, just to see like cool spots to go to. And I feel like TikTok is like such a good news source these days, so I'm like always on TikTok and stuff. But also like I always let the sort of like local like label and stuff like send recommendations of like places to go and stuff, because I feel like they know the best because they live there. So yes.
And how was the food? How was the food experience? One of the things here in the Philippines is the flavors. We love our food, man.
You guys have great food. It puts England to shame. We're so bland. So yeah, it's amazing flavors, like you were saying, and yeah, your food was amazing. I'm trying to remember. Like, I'm really bad at names. Like, I can't name dishes, but like, we just had some incredible food when we were there, and
things were sizzling on the plate, or was it, is it that kind of thing? Burgers.
I feel like we ate so like, because we were there for like a few days, we had like loads of different foods, and it was great. You guys nailed it in the food department.
And your visit here definitely inspired plenty. Now, for singer-songwriters, we talk music now. For you, did you expect your song Drunk Text to be as big as it got you traveling, all over the world, doing what you're doing?
No, it just like, it blew up like a year later. We put it out in January, in December, it like went from like getting a couple 100,000 daily streams to like 1 million or something. And it was just like the power of TikTok, I guess, and the power of like doing these trips and doing these pop-up shows. And then we saw traction in the Philippines, and I was like, yes, we're going to the Philippines. I'm just so grateful that like people supporting me and my music, and it's so early on in my career, like I haven't put out an album yet, like, so it's nice that people are jumping on in the Henry Moodie fandom already, and connecting with the song, which I thought no one would be able to relate to. But it's crazy, you put out a song and you realize, God, your feelings are just not as you.
How does it feel for a songwriter? I mean, like yourself, you release a song, then it picks up a little later. Do you get anxious about it? Like, should I release more? Should I try to reformulate what I'm doing? You know what I mean? Do you ever get that?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to like go into the studio and not think about like those external factors of writing a song. Like, I think you can't go into a studio and think I want to write a hit today. It doesn't really work that way. I've always found like when I've done that, I end up walking out with a song that I don't like. Whereas when I walk into the studio and I'm like, I just want to write the most personal song, I'm going to write the best song that I can write today. And I take away that pressure of like, it needs to be a hit, it needs to like make money, blah, blah, blah. And I write from the heart. Those are always the best songs. So it's like important to try and not think about those things. I think ever since Drunk Text, like it's definitely added this pressure a little bit. But I think it's like a good pressure. It's like giving me a drive to write better music and stuff. But yeah, no, I definitely still go to the studio and I'm writing from the heart because I think that's the best thing to do.
I mean, imagine having the big hit, but can you remember a flashback when you were starting your career? Was that whose advice was it that you've received that up to now at this level that you're taking with you as you travel across the globe? That advice, who is it from? Can you remember?
Ooh, feel like in terms of like okay, there's really good advice that like my mum gave me, and it's actually the concept of my next EP that's coming out, and it's like one day you'll look back and call these days the good old days. So like just embrace it as much as possible because these like so much is happening so quickly and it can kind of flash before your eyes. But if you take as much of it in as possible, then you'll not regret like yeah, you'll make the most of it if that makes any sense. But also like I remember like listening to an interview, I think it was like Ed Sheeran. He was like like this like songwriting advice. It was like you write your like best song in like an hour. It just is so quick. You just write it like that. And but it doesn't necessarily fall from thin air. You have to get through all those terrible hundred of terrible songs first that you
Mhm.
spend ages working on and you find really difficult. And once you sort of like complete those, the great song will like fall into your lap a little bit. And that keeps me like every time I'm in the studio, that keeps me hanging on. Is just thinking that like great idea will just come to me one day.
Now, every songwriter's dream is to get a Grammy. That's the main goal. I mean, that's one of the main goals for you. Is that the main goal? And if so, if you're going to get a Grammy, what would be your speech now?
Oh my God, I haven't even thought about that. I mean, it would be obviously amazing. But what would my speech be? I don't know. I haven't thought about it. But
Uh,
I'll definitely be thanking my team. I've got an amazing team around me, which I think is so important. So yeah.
you're definitely living the dream, having a big song. I know you got a new song out. Before we talk about that, can you remember the first paycheck you've received with this whole career that you're doing? And what did you buy with it?
Oh, the first paycheck I received with this career was performing at a wedding. No,
Oh, hey, that's a gig.
performing at a birthday, sorry, not a wedding.
Uh,
Um, and it was £40, which I think just ended up going to food or something at the time. I was like 15. But then I'm trying to think like when I started social media, I did like a brand deal when I was like 15. For like I don't even know how much it was for, but I do remember like um buying like a new phone after I got like a couple brand deals when I was 15. And that was like a big achievement for me because I was like, yeah, I can afford a phone myself. So yeah, I think that was like my first thing.
the one with a decent camera for sure. All
Yeah,
right.
I think at the time it was like an iPhone 11 at the time or something.
Now, for the many songwriters that are watching this and actually listening to this on the radio, you have any advice? If they're frustrated, if they're getting started, if the doors ain't always opening, what
I
advice can you give?
I would say I feel like songwriting is like a muscle. Like it does, you can't just suddenly write like an incredible song. Like if I listen back to my first songs that I wrote when I was younger, they are terrible. Even like 2 years ago, the difference is crazy. Like I think it's like a muscle that you have to sort of like keep training and growing and building and slowly you just sort of like become more, I guess, natural at it. But also like I'm still figuring it out myself. So it feels a bit weird giving advice, but I would say that's my advice. Like practice makes perfect for songwriting, I think.
And now tell us about your new song. Tell us about your new single, Bad Emotions. Tell us about it. What's the story behind it?
So Bad Emotions is a song I wrote about just my mental health. And
Mhm.
that's another goal of mine as a songwriter is to help anyone who's like going through a hard time or speak about things that um I guess are outside of like relationships. So I wrote Bad Emotions and when I was in a really dark place back in January and it sort of helped me get out of that dark place and now I'm in such a better place and the song being out in the world makes me because people are like texting me being like, hey, this song has really helped me and that's just made me like so grateful because that's kind of like what music did for me is it helped me go through a hard time. Um so yeah, I'm really happy about Bad Emotions and hopefully, other people.
And you have any message for those that are going through something right now that are, can't quite figure it out every single day is like, okay, what am I doing?
I would say, like, I feel like hard times like really strengthen you as a person, and like in the moment it feels horrible and you just feel like you're never going to get out of it, but you will always reach the other side and you'll realize, God, I've learned so much from that experience. I feel like for anyone who's going through it, I'd say this is all strengthening you as a person. This is part of the bigger story. This is all, growing, and I'm proud of you. Keep pushing through and you will get out the other side, and you'll be grateful that you pushed through.
Hey, Henry, thank you. Thank you very much. And one last thing. It is the Monster anniversary month this August, just around the corner here at Monster RX93.1. You have any message, an anniversary message for all the monsters who request for your song every single day?
Thank you guys. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for the support. It blows my mind. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll come to the Philippines soon and see you guys.
Hey, is there any chance you'll come soon? No date yet?
Monster exclusive interview. Monster exclusive interview. Only from Manila's hottest. Monster RX 93.1.